So I thought we would, there's so much to talk to you about, but I thought we would start with winter stories because that's what we're going to see this week. Uh,
Good.
so and it's such an interesting project. Why don't you talk a little bit about how it came about, how this amazing collaboration came about in the first place?
My manager is married to a Norwegian. So am I, but she lives in Norway, and her husband is a music manager in Norway, and his name is Ivan Broidoy, and he's introduced me a number of years ago to an artist in Norway named Jonas Fjeld, and Jonas is a hero there. He's a big star in Norway, and so Catherine's first of all, she wanted me to record one of his songs a few years ago, which I did with him, something called Angel, and it was a beautiful song. And then a couple of years ago in 2019, she called me and she said, I think you should make an album with Jonas and with a bluegrass group. And I thought, great, that sounds very good. And she said, Jonas has worked a lot with this group in Raleigh, North Carolina, called the Chatham County Line. And they are sensational players and wonderful people. So we got together in early 2019, and we had to go down to Raleigh actually to do this. And we had a rehearsal. And it was so good that we all jumped up and down and said, well, yes, let's do the recording, but also let's think about doing some concerts together. And so we made the album Winter Stories. It's a combination of some of my songs, some of Chatham County's songs, and some of Jonas Field's songs. And of course, the minute it was released, it went to the first #1 album that I've had on Billboard. And Billboard called me and they said, oh, we're so excited. You've had your lifetime #1. I said, well, I'll have more. and it was in the bluegrass category, which was quite wonderful. And so this is how our sort of our relationship, our performing relationship and our recording relationship started. And actually they came to Town Hall in January and performed with me on the stage in Town Hall. And that was exciting because the Town Hall wanted me to go back to material that I'd recorded when I made a record there in 1964, my first major New York concert, which included things like Bob Dylan's Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll, which by now is a classic, worldwide classic. And I hadn't sung it in a number of years. And I went back to some of Billy Ed Wheeler's material. And it was very exciting to work with them. And we had a great run at the Public Theater. I had a year where I was a guest, I don't know what you would call it, a guest producer or a guest artist, as well as someone who partook in a number of different kinds of shows at the Public Theater. And that also goes back to maybe a quarter of the way through my history when I was performing in Central Park at the Delacorte Theater, which is of course part of the Public Theater. Joe Papp got the use of the Delacorte for $1 a year for, I don't know what they pay now, probably nothing, maybe nothing. And I appeared in Peer Gynt, a play with Stacy Keach. Anyway, it was a wonderful kind of circling back to the material and also having a brand new, gorgeous group of people to work with. So I liked Chatham County, and we did some shows together, and then we went to Norway in 2000, and we were there, and we did a big concert at the Opera House in Oslo and sold out 2 full shows. It's a huge, beautiful theater, and they recorded it and made it into Judy Collins with the Chatham County Line and Jonas Field And now it exists as a big PBS special.
Yeah, it's fabulous. It's, I mean, just having this level of success for this project surprised you a little bit, seeing you had so much success with other things, that this one is the one that got to number one.
Yeah, it was very funny. And you never know what's going to happen. I mean, that's true about life. You know, you peek around the corner and make a guess, and you can't ever guess high enough, I guess.
Yeah.